Ladies and gentlemen, our fellow Pinkos and comrades, welcome to Malt Liquor Socialists. I'm your host, Mr. Kieffer, and on this episode, I'm joined by the dude, playing the dude, disguised as another dude, Mr. Morgan.
Well, I got my ballots filled out.
Good.
I have not turned them in yet. I will be doing that after we're finished here. Yeah. That's what's going on in my world right now.
Yeah, no, we filled in our ballots today. They're going to be going out today, yep. And that's today of this recording, not today when this episode releases.
Oh yes, yeah.
And just for fun little shiggles and gets, we're probably going to have a quickie little episode a little bit later this week. That's just going to be going over like potential suggestions, like people that we say, hey, you should vote for these people.
We're going to have an official Malt Liquor Socialist endorsement episode?
I mean, I guess, kind of, maybe. It's kind of weird because it's not like the general election, it's the primaries.
Right, yeah.
And there's a lot of good choices around the primaries. Mm-hmm. There's also a lot of shit choices. And we want to avoid those.
We do.
But in this week's episode, we are going to start by going over a recent article from the Grants Pass Tribune.
Okay.
Then we're going to go over some news involving Asante and jobs. Possibly cuts to jobs, or definitely cuts to jobs.
Yeah, okay.
We will have two video clips from KOBI News Channel 5 from May 4th and May 6th about that. Now, without further ado, let's get into our local topic.
Okay.
So, first off, we're going to be starting off reading the Grants Pass Tribune article titled SO Government Watch, Southern Oregon Government Watch, Red Flags Surrounding Certain Josephine Kennedy Candidates on the May Ballot. This article was written by Jay Meredith and published on May 6th, 2026. In order to make this work better so we're not like on the website, I did a copy and paste in a Word document and then did screenshots.
Great.
So, yeah, we'll be reading from that. So, on to the article. This week's Southern Oregon Government Watch contains both facts and opinions. In full disclosure, the author is a defendant against a lawsuit filed against him by John West, who we very often affectionately refer to as Foreskin. One of a few subjects of this article, but like all authors' articles over the last 2 years in the Grants Pass Tribune, the author stands by all statements which are presented as fact. John West, recalled by 62% of the voters that cast a ballot in December 2024, has brought a lawsuit against 4 different individuals that supported his recall campaign. In our opinion, these are frivolous lawsuits that are trying to take away our constitutional rights to free speech. In layman's terms, that's a slap suit.
Yeah.
As of today's publication date, no court of law has ever received a claim made against a writer or article in the Grants Pass Tribune based on the merit of the claim and judged any such writing was false or defamatory. So basically, when West goes out there and says, oh, yes, no, I won this case, he didn't win the case because he proved his case.
How many times have we stated this? How many times have we ourselves on this podcast gone over how he has not actually won? He lost 5 out of those 6 complaints.
Well, we're not just talking about right now. We're not talking about the this. We're talking about lawsuits for this. So we're not talking him suing, saying, "Oh, these are false." We're talking about him suing people, saying this is defamatory.
Okay, all right.
And out of those cases, I think only one has been. I don't want to say the word resolved because it's not resolved.
Okay.
It was a default judgment. And that was the one, I believe, against John Oliver Rico.
Right.
And that one was, again, because John Oliver didn't show up. I believe it might have had to do with he wasn't necessarily informed that, oh, by the way, on this date, be to court.
Yeah.
So, fun stuff.
Fun stuff going on.
Now, because we've been paying very close attention to the activities of Josephine County government for many years, it's easy to spot candidates for Josephine County elected positions that make statements during their campaigns that are false, misleading, or just make little sense given the realities faced by county government. Not surprising, given the public recalled him for his commissioner seat only 18 months ago, candidate for County Commissioner Position 1, John West, tops the list for candidates in the May 2026 primary election that has by far made the most false and outlandish statements. John West has done some videos during his recent campaign, the latest being released by the Josephine County Republican Party's media pages on May 3rd. This latest video repeats many of the whoppers West has told throughout his recent campaign, but introduced many new statements that, in our opinion, are false or misleading. So, John West's statement number 1. One of the main jobs the county commissioners have is to cut waste, abuse, and fraud. And we have all three. This county wastes a ton of money. Many would agree that commissioners should be on the watch for these things, but the jobs of commissioner in Joko's form of government is to oversee the county from an administrative budget and a legislative perspective. In many ways, the three commissioners are co-CEOs with each other.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But the biggest problem with this statement that, sorry, I didn't do end quote. I should have. That was a while ago. When I started, many would agree that was the end of his quote.
Okay.
But in, let's see. The biggest problem with this statement are the examples that West provided right after making this statement. So, John West statement number 2. West tried to make the case that county employees get 4 months of leave time per year. The problem is he included in his calculation, because that's in quotes, any and all state and federal leave opportunities, such as leave programs that only apply if you have a very sick family member or have a new baby in the family. This leave isn't available to most employees most years and is generally only available for serious medical conditions. And county commissioners can't change these state and federal employee laws. You remember that interview that he gave with Mike on Mike and was talking about that and cutting? So yeah, basically a lot of that shit, it's federally and state mandated. He has dick to do with it. And again, a lot of that time he's factoring in, it's not vacation time.
Right.
It's not even standard, like, I have a cold, sick leave. We're talking like, my wife has cancer.
Yeah. That kind of shit.
And I need to be there. Yeah, exactly. Like that kind of shit.
Right.
So go figure that Wes would conflate those. It seems to track.
Well, and he kind of strikes me as the guy that just doesn't want people to have time off anyway. That you should just work. And if you do have a sick family member, well, boo-hoo, but, you better be in here by next Monday.
Well, look, he works for the government if he gets in there. His job is to run the government like a business. It should not be run like a business. It should not be. But that's what he's running as. And, as somebody who wants to run a government like a business, it's not his fault that your wife got cancer or that your child was in a car accident or any of a plethora of things that might be a medical emergency where you have to take time off from work. All that matters is that, well, right now you can't do the job.
Yeah, that's hurting my bottom line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, John West, statement number 3. Mr. West estimated that the total cost of all county staff is close to $70 million per year and stated the average county employee costs the county around $140,000 to $150,000 per year, including all benefits costs. This is false. According to the current fiscal year budget book, if the county was fully staffed for the whole year, which if it's saying if, that kind of implies it's not.
It's not.
The total cost would be approximately $53.1 million. That's a hair shy of $70 million.
A little bit.
By a factor of like almost $17 million. Anyways, per year, and the average employee cost, including all payroll tax and benefits, is $120,975. So that's about $9 $19,000 less than,
Sure.
Generally speaking, PERS, health insurance, payroll taxes, and all other benefits add another 40 to 50% on top of county employees' gross wages. Benefits and salary rates are not easily changed as most county employees are part of a union, and often Josephine County's salary rates are slightly less than our peer counties.
We're not sitting at the top.
Yeah, no, we are not. We're not the cream of the crop.
Yes, no, not here.
No, we pay our and here's the thing that's because Matt brought this up, I think in that not debate, but the question answer session with all the other position twos.
Sure.
He brought up that the county commissioner position, it is a good paying job in this area, and it's still not enough to afford a house.
Yeah.
And it's like looking at this, you have county employees where it's like, yeah, they're well paid. And it's not a matter of they should make less because they're overpaid. It's a matter of other jobs here should pay more. Right. We're generally underpaid, including our county staff.
Yeah. Everybody in this county is underpaid. Yes. I don't care what you're doing.
So it's a little insane. Mm-hmm. Now, John West's statement number 4. He said people ask him why he didn't implement his self-proclaimed needed cost cutting when he was previously commissioner. He said, I was getting ready to implement many of these things before I left office, and now I'm trying to come back to do this. Funny. This is in direct opposition to statements made on Facebook on his Facebook campaign page and various advertisements about saving taxpayers over $2 million when he was last in office. This is incorrect in my opinion, as explained in detail here in April's 22nd, 2026 edition of the Southern Oregon Government Watch, titled "John West and Josephine County's $2 million problem." So yeah, no, it's apparently he didn't get to implement that stuff, and yet somehow he saved $2 million.
We see it with people like Yunker too, where they make these claims about, oh, I brought money into this county, or I saved taxpayers this money. But when you peel back even just that top layer of onion, you realize, well, no, you didn't, or you did something that was in direct contradiction to that, and just it so happened to work out, Yeah. Like, there's a lot of misleading things that they say, half-truths or what have you.
Or just flat-out falsehoods.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest. Where, it's like, no, I totally did this. And you read the minutes of a meeting, or you read a page that they put out, and it's like, wait, you didn't do anything. So where the fuck is this coming from? Oh, you just made it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. West statement number 5. In providing supposed examples of abuse and waste, West stated the last time the county changed its logo several years ago cost Josephine County $1 million. What? According to a staff member who was working with the county at the time, the logo design cost closer to $20,000.
What?
And the cost of swapping out the logo on all county vehicles would have been around $40,000 if they did them all at the same time, which they didn't. They phased them out over time. And surely changes made to the county stationery didn't cost that much. So it would appear the total cost was likely well under $100,000 in total, which is far, far from the $1 million figure quoted by West.
If I'm a designer and John West wants a logo, you better believe I'm going to charge him $1 million for that fucking logo.
Oh, yeah, he can afford it. That fucker can afford it. But again, it's like the county, it was not $1 million to design a new logo.
Yeah.
I forget if that was brought up in the Mike on Mike interview. I also did watch the Joko Republican interview of him.
What are you doing to yourself?
Look, I don't smoke. I have to destroy my body somehow.
Okay. All right.
That one was, I will have to give them credit on one thing.
Okay.
They don't speak as slowly.
Oh.
So it's like it's still, the interview is about the same amount of time. It's like an hour and 10 minutes.
Good fucking God.
But they're not like doing this old man like, okay, stop, pause, talk a little bit, pause.
Oh.
No, it's very much more.
Yeah.
And West still talks like a fucking inbred hick. But he had a lot of bullshit in that. It was painful.
Yeah.
I did also watch the one with Chad Hansen.
God.
I did watch the Joko Republicans one with that too. It wasn't any better than the one with West.
Well,
it was.
I would think that one would have been at least more entertaining.
It wasn't. It seriously wasn't. It
Okay.
was. It was better than the interview, like that little short interview with Barnett.
Okay.
Because at least he's asking questions, but it was still a lot
that was not an interview with Barnett.
It was not.
Yeah.
But there was still it was a lot of really like softball stuff. And then again, both of them, I do not recommend. If you are as much of or more of a masochist than I am, knock yourself the fuck out. But in general, I don't recommend watching it. The Chad Hansen interview, much of it came off much like how he presented himself in the county commissioner position 2 open forum thing. It was just longer and with more explanation.
Is he talking about how he wants to create weak men?
I don't necessarily recall.
Damn it.
It was stupid.
Okay.
So, on to John West's statement number 6.
Oh, God.
There's like 9 of these from West.
What? Oh, fuck.
And then there's more from other people.
Okay.
West tried to make the case that the county has a bunch of underutilized vehicles, that the employees should not be allowed to take the vehicles home or use county vehicles for personal trips.
Okay.
Misleading. The county's personal policy and administrative policies already prevent employees from taking county vehicles home and using them for personal use, with the exception of getting special approval when an employee has responsibilities to respond to certain emergencies. And the current policies already require justification for any vehicle not getting at least a certain amount of mileage per year.
Yeah.
So the claim that, okay, we have vehicles that are just not being used is false, because they have to literally use these vehicles for so many miles a year, or else they have to justify. It's like, okay, why aren't they getting used?
And it feels like that they're checking them in and out kind of a thing too.
Yeah. And then we also have to deal with the fact that it's a weird contradictory claim that, hey, not only are people not using the vehicles, but also people are taking them home and using them for personal reasons.
Yeah. So what the fuck is West seen?
I don't know. But again, it's like, it also points out, it's like, well, no, the county prohibits that. And in order to take the vehicle home and such, it has to be for something that you would need the vehicle for. My assumption is, like, if you are a first responder for like the sheriff's department or something, where it's like, okay, you're at home, you're typically off of, your shift, but there is a code 3 emergency and you're getting calls, and it's like, okay, well, instead of driving all the way to the sheriff's office and then all the way out to, I presume, Cave Junction, it's like, no, I already have the vehicle here. I just need to get on my uniform and get my ass over to Cave Junction.
Right.
I think that's also reasonable.
Yeah.
John West's statement number 7. West says he wants to create policy that commissioners only get 2 weeks of paid vacation per year, because after getting elected, a commissioner could, in quotes, get paid for 4 years and never show up to work.
Horse shit.
End quote.
Horse shit.
And there's nothing you could do about it unless the commissioner gets recalled from office.
Fuck off. You know what? I know nothing about this, and that seems like absolute total horse shit. Really? Yep. You're saying that a county commissioner can just fuck off for 4 years?
Yeah, get elected and fuck off, and as long as nobody recalls you,
fuck
you
you. No,
get paid.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's a great talking point that makes sense, except the county charter is the originating authority for salary terms for county commissioners. It's very likely that the commissioners can't change this policy because only voters can change the charter, not the county commissioners. for West to have served 2 years as a county commissioner before being recalled from office by voters and not know this, this should be a huge red flag as West is trying to seek a second term. Here's the thing. I think technically that claim is correct on a technicality, because I don't think the charter says the commissioners have to work so many hours a week.
Okay.
But at the same time, I also think it's a non-issue.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like saying, okay, look, I want to make it we're going to make it a law, a special kind of law, where if you murder somebody, I'm not talking about like regular murder.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying if you murder somebody with a wiffle bat.
Oh, okay.
That is a special kind of murder, and I'm going to have special laws just for it's fucking redundant.
Yeah.
And on top of it, nobody's doing that.
Right.
Nobody's killing somebody else with a fucking wiffle bat. Just like this. Nobody's getting into the position of county commissioner here and saying, cool, I got in.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Right. Why would you go through all that? Also, look, again, I don't know anything about this, but to say that they can get paid for 4 years and never show up to work.
Yeah.
That there has to be something wrong with there.
So there are two things I can guarantee you would happen if that were the case.
Yeah.
So again, never going to happen.
Right.
Okay. Or at least ideally, knock on wood, never going to happen. But if it does happen, two things I guarantee you. First off, that person will be recalled, and like as soon as
oh yeah,
there's a 6-month period before you can recall somebody, and it's been 6 months, and that person spent exactly 0 days doing their job, immediate recall. And that's not going to get anybody who goes like Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Nobody's going to sit there and go, well, I don't know. I mean, I did vote for this. They're going to fuck it. That's going to be like 98, 100% vote them out. Number two, there will be an immediate lawsuit to get those back as stolen wages, kind of like how Simon Herrick currently is. He was paid $25,000 for a job, and now it's he's being sued to pay that back to the county. Go figure. So yeah, this is a nothing burger, I believe is the term.
Yes.
Okay. John West statement number 8. John West has also been blasting Colleen Martin, who he clearly sees as his main competition for county commissioner position 1. West, on his Facebook campaign page last weekend, blasted the current Board of Commissioners for proposing a budget of over $180 million, loaded with unnecessary spending and government expansion, end quote. And yet, the recommended budget for next year has not even been released as of today, and the Budget Committee hasn't even had its first meeting for the budget season. The last budget John West himself approved before being recalled by the voters was approximately $179 million in total for the 24-25 fiscal year.
Wow.
So we don't have the budget yet.
We don't have the budget.
It hasn't been formulated, calculated,
haven't
nothing
done it yet.
West is claiming that it has been, and it's going to be over $180 million.
Cool.
And yet West approved an almost $180 million budget.
Identical, yeah.
So this seems like, what's the word? A projection on West's part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe this is the last one from John West.
God, okay.
John West statement number 9. On Facebook, John West also blasted the current commissioners for, in quotes, asking for higher property taxes for the animal shelter, 4-H, and an upcoming jail levy, end quote. Based on public discussions of the animal shelter and the animal control levy, the 5-cent rate increase is a critical need and only represents a total tax increase of about 2% to total county rates, and around $1 per month increase for the average single-family house owner. So, oh no, you won't be able to buy half of that candy bar that you wanted to buy.
I hate this fact, and it is fact to me, where these type of people like John West and, people that he hangs out with, people that run in his circle, will always be bootstrappy about us and being like, well, you just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and everything, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. But as soon as this fucking shit pops up where it's going to eat into their checkbook, all of a sudden they kind of lose that bootstrappiness and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I need that money.
I don't need to. I can't pay that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Motherfucker, you're a millionaire, or, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I believe he actually is a millionaire, if not multimillionaire.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. Like, I don't have that money, but yet here I am saying, well, okay, yeah, we do need the animal shelter. We do need this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. But these motherfuckers are just like, no. Bootstraps? Are you kidding me? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So, to continue this, current commissioners have made no specific public tax proposals this year related to either 4-H or the jail levy. So this comment by West is a bit bizarre. And last but not least, while West is throwing stones in a glass house, it should be noted that West conveniently doesn't discuss is that the county property tax rates for all county areas outside the city of Grants Pass increased by about 56% during the 2 years West was in office before being recalled due to tax increase. West voted to put on the ballot in November of 2023. So I believe the term is hypocrite.
A little.
Just a little, it's, yeah. Go
Good
figure.
Fucking God.
Now, there is one here from Tracy Thompson. So,
Okay.
Tracy Thompson, candidate for Josephine County Commissioner Position 1, Tracy has made one of the most unique statements or proposals during recent campaigning. Tracy Thompson has proposed a, in quotes, net energy production plan, end quote, which he claimed would use biomass and solar out at the old Rough and Ready site out in Cave Junction. Thompson claims this operation would provide net revenue in Josephine County of 10 to 15 million per year and create many jobs in the process. Thompson's website didn't have any details about the plan, leaving this investigator with a too good to be true type of feeling. Josephine County and other timber counties in Oregon have been feeling the financial pressure for decades due to environmental regulations that nearly wiped out the timber industry. Biomass energy generation has been proposed many times over the years, but very little has been accomplished in the arena. Also, it sounds like this plan would be best carried out in the private sector with potential economic development subsidies by state and local governments. If the plan is as promising as Thompson says, we hope that this will be pursued regardless of what happens in the election this year. Now,
I have some feelings about Tracy, and it's not for anything that happened in our general vicinity, although, who knows what happened that week.
Yeah.
But also I actually looked this up last night because I was like, what, is there any information? Can I get anything? His Facebook thing was last updated, I believe, April 22nd.
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And, I'll throw it out there. We did have an interview planned with him, and he ghosted us. Now that, again, I'm not saying, maybe something came up. Maybe there's something going on.
No idea.
Yeah. But, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, he didn't show up for that. He ghosted us. He hasn't updated his Facebook thing, Tracy Thompson for county commissioner,
almost a month,
since the 22nd of April, is this guy ghosting his campaign?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no facts. I have no proof. It just feels to me that this guy is ninja vanishing.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And, again, for all we know, there could have been some medical emergency. Something could have come up. And I hope not.
I hope not either.
I honestly, I would rather that Tracy ghosted us, just because, nope, I am doing Ninja Vanish. I don't want to do this really.
Sure.
Because I'd much rather that than him have, some kind of medical emergency that he has to deal with.
Right.
But that said, we don't know.
We don't know.
So, on to the next one. Simon Hare running for Josephine County Treasurer.
Okay.
And Chad Hansen running for Josephine County Commissioner Position 2 both made candidate presentations at a conservative group early last month. The entire presentations were captured on video, and some of the following statements came from this group meeting. Oh, no. I was not able to locate those videos. Not that I tried terribly hard.
Oh, okay.
Simon Hare spent much of his time spent much of his presentation time seemingly bragging about the 8 years he was commissioner, as well as trying to make the case for the treasurer's office is not transparent just because he knows very little of what goes on in the treasurer's office.
Hare does seem like a bragger to me.
A little bit. Most may not recall that Simon Hare came into office for the first time about 15 years ago, saying that the county didn't need a new levy to be able to take care of the county's law enforcement needs. Then he changed his mind in support of levy effort, but by then it was too late, and the county had to lay off close to half of the employees that worked in the sheriff's office and certain justice programs in 2012.
That was the big oops.
Yeah.
That's when they ran the whole, we don't need this, we don't need the money for this, we can take care of it. They all got into office, and all of them suddenly realized, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we were wrong. We fucked up. Help us, taxpayer KOBI. You're our only hope.
Yeah, try doing that in Josephine fucking County.
It took approximately 12 years to recover most of the law enforcement and justice service levels that were lost in 2012 during Hare's first term as county commissioner. Simon Hare also did another interview recently saying that county should invest some of its cash reserves in precious metals. This is illegal under state law.
Buy gold! Buy gold!
And a treasurer candidate should know this.
He should. He really should.
He should.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
Cool.
Look. If somebody wants to invest in gold and silver and such, there's value in that.
That's fine. As a private individual, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, if you own a business, fine. Like, fucking whatever.
Yeah, but for county shit, there's laws against it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. So go figure.
Wow.
Josephine County also appears poised to bring a lawsuit against Simon Hare for not fulfilling his contract to be the budget officer in 2025. Remember, that's the one he resigned from after he ousted some things there. And yeah, I still think he might have ousted those things. I think there were either one of two reasons. Either one, he was doing it because he was planning to run for something this cycle, and he wanted a win where it's like, see, look, I'm a good guy. That's one possibility.
Sure.
The other possibility is he might have come across this stuff when doing the budget and said, okay, it's not that I'm against this, but this is so fucking obvious that if I don't point this out, it is going to be made apparent within like maybe a year or so at most. And all the people who are involved in this are going to be up a creek of shit, including me, if I don't out this. I think it was one of those two. I think it was self-serving, most likely.
Yeah.
So that said, back to the article. From what was stated in a recent meeting of the commissioners, Simon Hare has refused to reimburse the county for payments made to him for the unfulfilled contract, and he might owe as much as $25,000 to the county. Commissioners are also considering barring Simon Hare from doing any sort of contract service for the county for a period of time. This is awkward for a candidate trying to get elected to county treasurer. I think awkward is a very polite way of putting it.
Yes.
Chad Hansen said at the beginning of his presentation last month that he has become good friends with Simon Hare over the last few years. Yep, it's not that it's the people you know, I guess. At the end of 2025, Chad Hansen applied for a $125,000 economic development grant with Josephine County under the relatively newly formed entity Patriot Solutions
Jesus
LLC.
Fucking Christ. They're all the fucking same.
I know.
They're all the fucking same.
Patriot Service. Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioners made a temporary award decision of $62,500 grant for a 6-month trial period. This award was canceled fairly quickly after the decision when at least one commissioner discovered that two owners of Patriot Solutions were Chad Hansen and Simon Hare.
Jesus fucking Christ. They do this fucking shit just out in the open, don't they?
I mean, yeah, they do. And it's kind of hilarious, if not sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
Now, why was it not disclosed that Simon Hare was an owner of Patriot Solutions during the grant application process? Perhaps because Simon Hare owes money to Josephine County for an unfulfilled contract? As the economic development program of the county has recently been revamped, Patriot Solutions was contacted by the county to see if they want to participate in the next round of grant applications. According to a recent commissioner meeting about the economic development grant program, Patriot Solutions was unresponsive when given the opportunity to apply again.
I wonder why.
Gee.
Huh.
Chad Hansen also made a few claims during recent presentations that are significant red flags due to their accuracy. In recent years, Chad Hansen has been the most well-known for his role in nonprofit org he created a few years ago called Home Bridging GP. Home Bridging GP has built quite a few, in quotes, workforce, end quote, homes in Grants Pass and Cave Junction in recent years. So, Chad Hansen's statement number one. I think there are not nearly as many as West, but there's more than one.
Oh, God, I hope not.
The one claim from Chad's recent presentation that caught my attention is Mr. Hansen's claim that no government grants have been used to build any of the home bridging homes. And yet, Home Bridging GP has literally been the recipient of millions of dollars of government grants in recent years between grants subsidies for the subdivision developments and for the housing rehab grants program that have been overseen by Home Bridging. So I believe, Mr. Morgan, that is called a lie.
Yeah, you could phrase it as such. Yeah,
potentially.
Sure.
And the subdivision land in Cave Junction that has been developed by Home Bridging was provided to the organization by Josephine County at a price far under fair market value for the property, which is effectively another government grant or government subsidy.
Cool.
In Grants Pass, Home Bridging was the recipient of a significant amount of federal grant awards passed through by the city of Grants Pass. Mr. Hansen claims the federal grants are for infrastructure to serve new subdivisions
okay.
Yep.
All right. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
So, I believe earlier somewhere you were saying how Chad
claims that no government grants have been used to build any of the home bridging homes.
Okay, and then in this sentence, it says Mr. Hansen claims that federal grants are for infrastructure to serve the new subdivisions.
Yep. On the outskirts of Grants Pass. And hold on.
Okay.
As he clarifies, and not for building the homes themselves, and claimed that the homes are entirely funded by private funds.
Is that how it works?
The last part of this paragraph.
Okay.
The last part of this paragraph is a correction to that.
Okay.
However, infrastructure to serve homes is normally viewed as part of the cost of building a home.
Yeah.
So that this claim is misleading at best.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, God.
So Chad, who claims that no government grants have been used to build any of the home bridging homes, has used, millions of dollars of grants from county. Whether it's like a direct grant or it's been, hey, we're offering this land at below value to you.
Yeah.
So you're getting a discount, which is effectively a grant.
Yeah.
From city and federal grants. I believe, that is misleading at best.
Yeah.
It's an outright lie at worst. All right. Chad Hansen statement number 2. Mr. Hansen also seems to go out of his way to say all of his service leading Home Bridging GP has been with zero pay or compensation to himself as the president of a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
While this is likely true and confirmed in recent nonprofit tax returns, it should be noted that Chad Hansen's son, Austin Hansen, works for Home Bridging and overseeing the house developments and home projects. Also, Chad claims that for all 3 subdivisions they have built or are in the process of being built, one over in Cave Junction and two in Grants Pass. They have been given property to build on without having to pay for the bare land itself. For one subdivision in Grants Pass that has been mostly built on, the land appears to have been given to home bridging by Grants Pass Area Habitat for Humanity. After home bridging subdivision and building homes on the property, one of the homes was purchased by Austin Hansen.
What?
So not only does his son work for this nonprofit, which means his son, I'm assuming based on this, that Chad himself, he's not taking a paycheck from this, but his son, it sounds like his son is. And then his son gets purchases one of the homes that they're building here.
They got for dirt cheap.
That they got for dirt cheap and built for dirt cheap.
Cool.
So
great. That's great.
Nepo baby.
Yeah, that's fine. Not really. Also, what the fuck? How does Chad Hansen fucking live? He claimed he was like this. He's just a volunteer. He does volunteer stuff. He doesn't take a paycheck from doing this shit. What the fuck does the man fucking do?
My assumption most likely is that he probably made money, like a good amount of money earlier in life.
Okay.
And I don't know. It might have been in ways where it's like, I am making this and fuck other people. Or he might have just gotten really lucky and gotten good paying jobs and was able to retire early. Who the fuck knows?
Huh.
I think that's likely what has happened here, but it's also kind of like, it's weird.
He seems pretty young to be a retiree.
He does.
I don't know. Something isn't passing the smell test with me on that.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah.
Now, Chad Hansen statement number 3. Another interesting statement Mr. Hansen made in a presentation last month was the following. Start quote.
Okay.
The last thing I want to do is sit in an office and be your county commissioner, but I have to do it. And I'm not going to actually sit in the office. I can't do that. Trust me, I'm going to be on the tailgate of everybody, end quote. I perceived that statement to mean Chad doesn't do administrative type office work. In my opinion, should Chad be elected, he will be shocked at just how much administrative work needs to be done to be an effective commissioner. Josephine County has no county manager. Therefore, commissioners serve as the chief administrative officers of the county, among other duties. Chad seems to be very busy and successful in the nonprofit arena, and my gut sense is that he would be miserable in the administrative role of county commissioner.
Seems like Chad Hansen would be one of those guys to get elected and then not show up for a few months.
Very much, yes. It very much reminds me of when Commander Chris got elected, and that was a man where it's like a lot of this administrative, and that didn't seem to be up his alley. But it was up his alley.
Oh.
Dodging business meetings so he could go film little shorts for social media for like the new Chipotle or other places. He wanted to be a social media journalist.
Yeah.
He just wanted the power of the commissioner.
Right.
Now, thankfully, based on other statements made by Chad Hansen, he seems to be completely at peace if he's not elected.
Sure does.
But his close relationship with other candidates like Simon Hare and John West, along with his high level of motivation to get elected, are significant red flags. The Grants Pass Tribune has reached out to Chad Hansen many times this year by text and email. Chad refuses to respond to our media requests, so readers can draw your own conclusions regarding those red flags.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've drawn some conclusions. Yeah. I want to know. I would like to know where he's getting his money from. I mean, if he's running to be a county commissioner, then I lay it all out, bro.
I mean, as many signs as he has up, that he's got to be funding it from somewhere.
It's got to be coming from somewhere.
Maybe he's just really well off.
Maybe.
But it's like, it would be nice to know.
Yeah.
Now, that's it for the article from the Grants Pass Tribune.
Okay.
Next up, we have some news regarding Asante. This story has been covered by the Daily Courier, Jefferson Public Radio, and other outlets. I want to go over the coverage that has been provided by KOBI News Channel 5, largely because this is one of the ones where it's like there is video, audio with this.
Okay.
And yeah.
Asante will lay off 300 or more staff in the next several months as it faces continued losses from a variety of factors. Thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 5. I'm Joe Sullivan. The CEO of the Medford-based health system made that announcement to staff this morning. NBC5's Craig Smullen breaks down how we got here. That's our top story tonight.
Asante President and CEO Tom Gessel telling staff in a self-described weighty and lengthy 5-page letter Monday the headwinds Asante faces are resulting in huge economic losses, $12 million in March alone. Projecting forward, he writes, quote, failing to act now could leave the Medford health system with an estimated $50 million budget shortfall in 2027. Gessel writing that the reasons behind the economic headwinds are both complex and daunting, pointing to the unsustainable inflation of expenses, unfunded mandates and overregulation from Salem, chronic underpayment from Medicaid and Medicare, the shedding of private sector jobs, and other declining economic conditions. He says just 14% of all patients so far this year have private insurance, the lowest percentage in Asante history. More than 75% of Asante patients are covered by Medicare and Medicaid, which is called the Oregon Health Plan here.
Yeah.
Gessel says the two programs, quote, pay less than our cost to provide patient care. Not just less than what we charge, but less than the combined salary costs of our staff, supplies, support services, facilities, and equipment we use to care for our community.
I'm not sure I believe that.
He also says almost half of Asante's combined losses this year are in Ashland, where the hospital is transitioning to an outpatient-only extension of RRMC this month.
Oh yeah, just for fun, little shills and gets with that. There is a lawsuit against Asante for that for about $4 million, I believe. I could be wrong about the number by a little bit, but the reason why they're doing that is because the hospital over in Ashland, the reason why Asante wants to make it like a patient transfer or whatever outpatient thing is because Ashland is not the highest population.
Sure.
So they don't make the most money there. But when they first put the hospital there, they had an agreement with the city of Ashland that it would be a regular hospital until 2028. So they're trying to pull the plug early in violation of that agreement. And city of Ashland's going, cool, fine, okay, yeah. $4 million.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the lawsuit. So part of that is, administrative decisions that are kind of fucking themselves over.
Looking forward, he writes that the outlook for Oregon hospitals is bleaker because the federal One Big Beautiful Bill, quote, becomes more fully implemented in 2027 and 2028, hallmarked by drastic reductions in federal Medicaid funding. Gessel says Asante is taking several steps to try to address the problem. Those include advocating for change with elected officials and regulators in both Salem and Washington, evaluating its back office efficiency and workforce reductions, among others. Gessel said he anticipates 300 or more roles being eliminated in the next several months as a result of federal and state cuts to Medicaid. The third-year CEO closing his 5-page letter by asking
he does look like a
to
douche.
stay curious and informed, advocate to state and federal officials on behalf of Asante, and asking them to lean in by avoiding divisive rhetoric and working together.
Oh, fuck you. You fucking cuck.
Yeah.
You fuck you.
Asante is the Rogue Valley's largest employer with about 6,000 employees across Jackson and Josephine County. It last had major layoffs in early 2024, letting go of 400 staff members.
So this 300 employees would be a 5% reduction in their workforce. About.
I fucking hate how at the beginning of that, it's all... OHP is fucking us over. It's all Salem. It's all everything.
It's OHP, it's Medicaid, all that shit.
It's all that. And then at the end there, they just happen to slip in. Oh yeah, and by the way, that one big beautiful bill that fucking, God Emperor Trump passed? Yeah, that's actually that's gonna fuck us.
Yeah.
We're fucked. Fuck off.
Yeah, and by the way, Mr. Morgan.
Yeah.
Please avoid divisive rhetoric.
Fuck you. Fuck these people.
Oh, no,
fuck them.
So I believe the next one, because the next one I haven't listened to in full. It's about the same length, but I believe the next one is about largely the response, I believe, from the Nurses Union.
Okay.
Just plain wrong. That's what the Oregon Nurses Association is calling Asante's plan to cut hundreds of positions. Good evening, and thank you for choosing NBC5 News. I'm Andrea Boyd. Well, today, Oregon's largest nursing union is responding to Asante's announcement that it could lay off 300 people in the coming months. Craig Smolin has our top story tonight.
We told you Monday, Asante is facing continued financial losses from a variety of factors, including $12 million in March alone. CEO Tom Gessel pointed to unsustainable inflation of expenses, unfunded mandates and overregulation from Salem, chronic underpayment from Medicaid and Medicare, the shedding of private sector jobs, and other declining economic conditions.
By the way, I think the overregulation was reasonable regulations that they did not meet, and they're having fines.
Cool. Great.
The Oregon Nurses Association says Asante executives are responsible for the problems they've created, including racking up nearly $1 million in fines from the Oregon Health Authority for allegedly failing to follow the state's 2023 hospital staffing law.
Jesus
The union
Christ.
says cutting care and eliminating staff only makes Asante's problems worse.
Now you're creating more overtime, which was a whole mechanism. They were trying to cut costs by reducing overtime, which led to poor staffing. It's like they're stepping on dollars to pick up nickels. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Asante has said it supports minimum staffing ratios, but disagrees with the OHA's interpretation of the law, which penalizes only hospitals financially. The ONA says Asante was one of the state's most profitable hospitals from 2013 to 2023. If Asante is serious about addressing its challenges, the union says it should sit down at the bargaining table with nurses and techs to work on real solutions. Asante reacting to the ONA, saying in a statement, quote, "As mentioned in a letter to our team yesterday, there are compelling regulatory and economic issues affecting many organizations nationally, in Oregon, and certainly here in Southern Oregon. Asante is not alone in facing these systemic headwinds. Unfortunately, there are those who choose divisive rhetoric rather than leaning in on the pathway forward. Asante chooses the latter." I'm Craig Smullen reporting.
Yeah, I think by the latter, or what they're referring to is, we don't want to go with stuff that might be factual, but also not paint us in the best light. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of those statements that the nursing union made were factual.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, too. It's like they're trying to... The administration, this is the part that doesn't make sense. And what I mean is the guy's comparison makes sense. They're stepping on dollars to pick up nickels.
Yeah.
They're trying to cut staff to save money, but you still have to meet certain staff requirements, which
Right.
means if you have less staff, you have more people working overtime. Now, I don't know. Maybe this is something that a lot of people don't know, but when you get paid overtime, you get paid time and a half.
Yeah.
You're getting paid more. So if you're having people, a smaller workforce, but they have to work a lot more overtime, that's going to cost more than having a fully staffed fucking workforce.
Right.
So again, it's kind of like saying, yeah, we're just going to slash employees here to save dollars. Now the employees we have, they're going to have to work overtime and they're going to get paid a lot more, which in the long term, it's going to cause not only us to have to pay more, it's also going to cause burnout. It's going to cause us to have issues being understaffed.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fucking train wreck all around.
Yeah. Hey, why can we just choose $200 billion for the Pentagon, but we can't? Why are we having this fucking argument? Why are we doing this?
Mr. Morgan.
Why?
Mr. Morgan.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions that make sense.
Fuck these people.
I know.
Fuck them.
Oh, it's absolutely bonkers fucking insane. And this is the thing, too, where depending on how this goes and how the media covers shit like this, I think the big, beautiful bill is something that we might get a couple of years out of, maybe, before shit starts getting like, okay, I need to repeal this because I have people literally with fucking pitchforks outside of my office. A couple of them have torches. Many of them have guns. We need to repeal this because if we don't, I'm going to be dead within a week.
If
It's nuts.
If we can bum rush Scientology buildings, you know what? maybe we can start bum rushing other places too.
I wouldn't necessarily be against it for certain things, but it's like change is going to happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen on a level of, we vote for people, change happens, and it gets rolling the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's going to happen one way or the other.
It's going to see, this is what fucking aggravates me, because it's like we sit here week after week, we look at this shit. We talk about other shit, away from the mics and everything. And it's like, I sit here and I look at it and I'm like, man, if things keep going how they're going, we're eventually going to hit a let them eat cake moment.
Oh, yes.
And fucking shit is going to get wild.
So I'm going to share something with you, like an experience I had about 14, 15 years ago.
Whoa.
This was back when I was doing my undergrad over at U of L.
Okay.
So I took a class that was largely on like civil rights protests, like that kind of thing. Like basically it was a study of people protesting shit.
Gotcha.
The professor was absolutely fucking amazing. I don't know if he's still alive. He retired literally the year that I, finished up. Awesome professor, amazing professor. And there's more shit to get into there, but the one thing I wanted to talk about was my main project for that. The main project we were supposed to do was like look at a protest or riot, something, and basically like review it, do a report on it. Well, there happened to be one back in about 2012 in the world that I was actually paying quite a bit of attention to, and it was a bit difficult to do so because they didn't cover a lot of it here. So over in Quebec, in Canada, for those of you who might not travel a lot, Canada, by and large, they're very friendly, very polite people. Not Quebec. Quebec, they're assholes. They're French Canadians. They're assholes. And I say that with the understanding that I fully believe that Canadians are so nice because through satanic rituals, they channel all of their anger into Quebec, their hockey players, and their geese. But that said, Quebec being assholes, there's one thing they did that was like, this is fucking amazing. Back around 2012, the province of Quebec was talking about, okay, we need to raise the cost of tuition for our colleges here. And they were mulling it over. It was seriously being considered. And the students were like, hey, guess what? No. No, fuck, no. And the students did something here that we here in the States say that we have this proud tradition of. And yet we are such whipped little bitches about it when it comes to actually doing stuff like this. They protested and rioted. And I mean, they fucking rioted. You have people these days who will go, oh my God, the left and BLM, they're rioting and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, seriously. What they did in Quebec over a fucking tuition hike makes that look like the most candy ass shit. Students were literally throwing Molotov cocktails.
Hell yes.
And it made our news here in the States for a grand total of maybe 5 minutes across all of the fucking networks. And there's a reason why. It worked.
Oh.
Those students did that, and you know what Quebec didn't do? They didn't raise their tuition.
Wow.
And you know what the best part about this is? We're talking about a tuition hike where they paid a fraction of what we pay here in the States.
Yeah.
And they still would have paid a fraction of what we pay here in the fucking States. So when I say we're a bunch of whipped little candy asses about stuff like this, we have people who go to college and go bankrupt going to college because we're such whipped little candy asses when it comes to, well, capitalism is the best system and we shouldn't fund colleges that much.
On this, we could probably talk about this topic for a while, but yes, no, you are absolutely right, because in this country, we like to complain. I feel like we're a bunch of complainers.
Karens.
We complain about everything, but there's never any action. And when there is action, I feel like even on the side that complains about something, let's you know what? Let's take red light cameras, for instance. Okay. Everybody hates red light cameras. Yeah. Okay. I mean, most people. Great. Okay, fine. People will complain about red light cameras. And somebody will get so fed up that they will go down there and they will black out the camera lens on the red light camera. Mm-hmm. But in this country, it feels like the complainers get on that person's case like, oh my God, why would you go out and do such a thing? They clutch their pearls. And it's like, but we hate this, don't we? We don't like red light cameras. Yep. So let's fucking do something with it. And this happens for a plethora of things in this country where an individual gets so angry that they actually go out and do something. And then the rest of the pack goes, why on earth would you do that?
Oh, my stars and garters, how uncivil of you.
Exactly. And I sit here and I am kind of like that frustrated guy that blacks out the red light camera. Have I done such a thing? No. So I guess you could say that I'm in that other group. Fine, whatever.
But are you clutching your pearls when somebody does black out?
But I'm not clutching my pearls when somebody does that. I look at that and go, okay, well, that's a consequence of something that's going on. And, maybe there's three groups. Maybe you have the person that does such a thing. You have the complainers. And then you have people like me that are like, well, I mean, I can see why they did that. And then the pearl clutchers get on my case for saying, what are you advocating for violence? Why would you agree with that? And it's like, well, because there comes a point where action, I think, does need to be taken. Sorry.
Well, another thing to keep in mind.
Yes.
A lot of those pearl clutchers, the ones like, well, you can't do the violence. You can't do the property damage. Uh-huh. And again, we're not advocating that you should.
Right.
But if you have stuff that goes up to a certain point, that is going to be a result. That's a cause and effect.
I see dominoes falling, and I know that a fifth domino down the line is going to fall if nothing happens.
Yes. But here's the thing that absolutely drives me nuts. Mm-hmm. Those very pearl clutchers, they're the ones who are oh so proud that our ancestors threw tea off of a fucking boat.
See? This
Property
is what
damage.
I don't get. This is what I don't understand about this country as it sits right now. You're bringing up Quebec, so this is kind of along the same lines. In France, they did go after red light cameras.
Yep.
They had red light cameras on the fucking highway that would take pictures of trucks and vehicles going over the speed limit. What did the French do? They all banded together and they burnt all the fucking red light cameras in the fucking country. Yeah. Not just on that fucking highway. Every fucking where. If it was a red light camera, it was on fucking fire. Yeah. That's what they do. The French have a rebellious spirit. They see a problem. They say, hey, we would not like that. Could you stop that? The government says, no, this is what we're going to do. And the French fucking people go absolutely ape shit.
Yeah.
And we claim we do that here. No, we don't.
No.
We absolutely do not. And then people get on my case for agreeing with people for that one guy that went down there on, fucking whatever road that is in Medford and blacked out a red light camera.
Yeah.
I applaud that man. Good for you, sir.
Yeah.
And yet I get piled on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our country in a nutshell, and I fucking hate it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Morgan, do you have anything else you want to add as we close
Oh, God, we're already done?
I know, right? Just over an hour.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, everything we've gone over and, what I've said just now. And I think we have threatened to do this in the past between ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think what you and I should really do, and I'm sorry if I'm springing this on you right now.
Spring away.
I feel like you and I, we really need to go down to one of these meetings of the Josephine County Democrats, and we actually need to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we should do because, again, we've threatened to do it before. Not in any sense of the word threat,
but we've said we will.
We said we would, and we just never have. And a part of me, and the things that are going on in this country right now, I would like to know where our local leaders are when it comes to a lot of these different things, because that would give us a better insight of, what we need to push on. If the people in this county aren't as, hardcore as maybe we are, I think they need to, have a fire lit under them, because I think there's a lot of things that are going on that I don't want complacent people on my side anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, I think it'd be good to go down there and see what's going on. Get a lay of the land.
I don't think it'd be a bad thing. There's only one thing that really, I think, ever prevents us.
Yeah.
The freaking timing. Because it's, look, I would love to. What we're going to need to do, though, is we're going to need to figure out exactly when one's happening and then plan, shift stuff around that. Because
we are terrible planners.
We actually are. The fact that we get an episode out about each week is a goddamn miracle.
Yeah, that's about as best as we can do.
But no, the fact it's like, because oftentimes when they have these things going, whether it's remote or in person, I have other shit that I already have planned doing. And I would love to. But
maybe they should, have them on the weekends or something. I don't know.
I mean, it's a nonprofit. I'm not going to tell them what to do, because most of those people like us, they have jobs of their own that are outside of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell them, hey, give up your weekend for us. Do it. But it's like, we do need to plan around and try to get into those.
Yeah, we should.
Well, Mr. Morgan, that was great.
That was fun.
It wasn't one of our worst ones.
It wasn't.
Your blood pressure looks like it's not skyrocketing.
It's not peaking, but there was a lot of things in that Asante fucking thing where it's just like, man, you know that it's not OHP.
Yeah.
It's not Oregon, and yet you're throwing them on under the bus because we happen to live in Southern Oregon, and it's just like, chumming for sharks.
It is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to our podcast. If you have any suggestions or ideas, please be sure to email them to maltlickersocialists@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, and you might be able to find this episode on our YouTube page.
Cage goes in the water. You go in the water. Sharks in the water.